Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about a new timepiece we just recently introduced called the Lady Fairy. It's a beautiful watch representing a fairy sitting on a moon, and we'll go over the details of the craftsmanship, le métier des arts. We'll go over the movement, and we'll also go over the story. But before we do that, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our friends and family in Texas. To all of you guys out there, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe. You've been slammed with a crazy snowstorm, and I know the low temperatures, power outages has not really helped. So our hearts and prayers go to you. If there's anything we can do on our end, please just let us know. The fairy is an iconic element of Van Cleef & Arpels. It is representing an aspect of our creation, an aspect of our inspiration, which is always the element of love and joy, a magical world, world of fantasy that we do create. And we want to escape this world. We want to have a positive vision of life, obviously, but to escape the world and being able to create a story that is inspirational, that is full of love and happiness. The fairy has been with us since the 1940s. It was first seen as a clip, and ever since then it's been recreated in many different ways, in many different clips, expressing so many different things. But it is the element of magic that is seen also in many of our watches that we have created over the years. This new one here is one that I'm falling in love with. It's absolutely amazing. There's so many aspects of it that's absolutely beautiful, and my goal here today is for you, try to make you fall in love with it as much as I have. Not just by focusing on mechanical movement and all the technicality of a movement, but just looking at the story and really enjoying the craftsmanship and what it's really telling us. I think if you do dive into it and understand the inspiration, it will really help understand why we are putting a movement at the service of the story, and why is it so important for you to have this watch as part of your collection. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into it, and let's just see all the details while we look at the watch. All right, folks, here it is. How do you like it? What's your first impression when you see it? There is so much beauty in this piece, and there's so much to say about it. But what I would like to do is to give you more of the overall details, although you can really jump into the complication of the movement and all the technical aspects of it. But I don't think it's actually necessary, because that is not our focus. As I've said earlier, the focus here is really on telling you the story here. And basically, the story here is this beautiful fairy who's in a night scene, where you can see that she has a wand. The wand is on this dial telling the minutes, and you can see that the moon has that number 7 there that you see. That's the hours. So she's sitting on the cloud with its night scene, and you will see the beautiful stars over here. It's a beautiful starry night with obviously the clouds over here. So what is very interesting about this watch? What is so amazing about it? Well, if we take a closer look at the details, first of all, let's talk about the craftsmanship here a little bit. The background on the dial here is called a guilloche. Guilloche is a technique that dates back over 400 years. It was seen initially on watch dials, actually. And guilloche is a technique of engraving repetitive patterns by using a machine that is hand operated. So you'll see here, by changing the different settings on this particular machine, you're able to create very different patterns. This one is absolutely gorgeous, and our inspiration is to really try to recreate this starry night, where if you do look at the moon at night on a full moon, you will see that there is this large what is known as the aura around this moon, and kind of lighting up the sky around it. And as you take your eye away, slowly away from the moon, you will see that obviously the sky gets darker and darker, and this is what we have recreated here. So her hand is the one would be as a wand here telling you the minutes, it is what is called a retrograde movement in here. So you are seeing, if we were to accelerate this, you'll see that her hand comes down to 60 and it will jump back to 0 to continue telling the minutes. And at the same time, perfectly accurately synchronized, is the hour will change. So as it changes here, as it is the retrograde, it jumps back here. But the jumping hour means every time this hour changes, it actually switches directly from 7 to 8, or whatever the next hour is. Retrograde here is more of a smooth movement of the wand coming down. So that is something that we've created. It is quite new in our timepieces. We've never done it before. We have created these two modules that are together, where one is the retrograde and the other one is a jumping hour. So you do find a retrograde in our movements quite often. We've done a jumping hour, I think, once or twice in the past, but here the collaboration is quite amazing. And just to prove to you, to tell you that we are creating watches to tell you a story, where we're able to take different mechanical aspects and recreate or create a new story. And the movement is always at the service of the story. And that is the ingenuity, the genius behind the creation of the movement, is to first really come up with a story and then just absolutely put our brains together and figure out, create a movement that's going to tell that story. This is something that is unique to Van Cleef & Arpels. And you will see this throughout our timepieces, and you will probably see this much more in the future as we do create and innovate a new movement to tell new stories. Let's continue here with the Féerie. How do you get such amazing details? Well, when you get details, the only way to get this accuracy of details is to have different parts worked on separately and then assembled afterwards. When you look at the wings over here, the wings here have what is called a plique-à-jour enameling with a grisaille. And this is a combination of two types of enameling, something that's never done before. And thanks to the master craftsmen in Mérin, our place of manufacturing and creation, they were able to find this new technique of creating this new beautiful look of enameling that you'll see here on her wings, which are absolutely amazing. The other thing to make it even more complicated is to actually have diamonds set on the wings. This is another new innovation, a new creation that's never done before. And why is it so incredible? Well, it's actually very complicated to set diamonds because you do have to apply pressure. And guess what? Enameling does not like pressure. So it is a very difficult form of craftsmanship here that has been done here, that has been created. And our craftsmen are just absolutely amazing. The other aspect that you'll see is if you look at her face, this is the face that you will see in our fairies throughout and also in our ballerinas. The fairy and the ballerina face is always a diamond which is called a rose cut. It's always a pear-shaped rose cut with the point up. And if you do look at this fairy, the ingenuity behind being able to create this is just the fact that there is no eyes, there is no mouth, no ears, no nose. But look at it closely. The fairy is still able to tell you some form of expression on the face. This is something that is incredibly difficult to create, and our guys are absolutely masters at this. And when you see this creation, folks, this is something absolutely amazing. The diamonds on the body, and you see her skirt is also with sapphires. The hand that you see, her right arm, is a separate part actually, which is the part that's assembled, and so is the left hand, which holds the wand. When you look at the wand, let's take a closer look. There is a diamond on the wand. Do you see at the tip of it? There's one other watch that we've created, which is the other fairy watch that has a diamond on it. And that's it. There's only two timepieces that we created with an actual diamond on the wand. Why is it so interesting? Well, I'll tell you, the diamond has to be perfectly calibrated in its weight, because you have the weight of the arm, you have the weight of the metal, and the weight of the stone that has to be taken into consideration when the movement is created. And the weight of these obviously is super, super important. Just because of when you create the movement, you have to have enough torque, you have to have enough strength in a movement to be able to operate this arm up and down, not even speaking about the jumping out also. So there is a lot going on inside it, which is really important to understand here. The mastery of the art over here is at its best. The hours also, the minutes are represented always in numbers here, and you'll see that a lot in our timepieces, where you will see the 0 down to 60, and it's a beautiful font, also very appealing to the eye. The diamonds on the bezel, so this is called the bezel right here, and on the case, which is right here. Those are also perfect calibration. It is absolutely critical and crucial to have the proper calibration of diamonds for many reasons, because there's not much space on here, but also you need to have perfection. Just that it is perfect in a movement to have absolute accuracy. You also need to have absolute accuracy on the outside in order to reflect the beauty of the inside. You'll see it throughout the case. You also see it on the logs over here, and you'll see a diamond also always on the crown. The cloud that she's sitting on is also mother of pearl. This mother of pearl has been polished, has been crafted and cut perfectly to fit in, which is also part of our arts. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the métier des arts, it's right here. So it is beautiful, beautiful. The case also is a smaller case than we normally carry. We've created a lot of timepieces in the past that were in 38 millimeter. This is going to be in a 33 millimeter, and the millimeter size is measured diagonally, one side to the other. 33 millimeter. Quite wearable, very, very comfortable for ladies to wear. The weight of it is also light. The thickness of the watch is quite thin, considering the complication of the movement. And let's look at the back. You have this oscillating disc, which is part of the automatic movement, also known as a self-winding mechanical system, mechanical movement. Perfectly calibrated in its weight, obviously, in order to oscillate properly and wind the movement. But again, that is not the focus. The focus is always on the beauty of this watch, and you'll see the stars and the moon dancing behind the clouds as you do wind it. So yes, this is on your wrist, you don't see it, but this is what we love to do, is to give you this beauty, even though it is not seen unless you take off the watch and you look at it. We want you to have that little aspect of secrecy, of little secret that's only for you to know when you do wear this watch. I think it is always a nice thing to have. It's a really beautiful touch. The craftsmanship here on the back of this watch is also this beautiful enameling and painting and engraving on this part of it here. Now notice how this window is off center. This is one thing I absolutely love that we do, is this off-centered back. And when you look at the moon up in the sky, it's hardly ever exactly right above your head. It's always somewhere in the sky. You kind of have to look for it. It's going to be on the left, on the right, in front of you, behind you. So it's never really centered, and I think this is a great depiction and a great expression of how the moon always is, where it's never exactly perfectly centered, but it's always somewhere else in the sky other than just above your head. And I love the fact that it is off center here, the window. I think it's a really nice touch. You will see also the little screws on this side perfectly centered. So it's an automatic movement. You do have 36-hour power reserve. The complexity of this movement is in its torque and how we are able to create enough energy to generate enough power to be able to move these hands and to be able to move the hours. And I'll show you how it looks. You pull it. Oh, there it is. Did you see that? How it went up? So as you can see, the even sweep of the hour, of the minutes rather. And when you get to 60, there we go. Jumps perfectly to 9 over there. Amazing craftsmanship, folks. Amazing craftsmanship. So you do have to wind the movement just a little bit when you first wear it, just to get the movement going. And then the spring is up and running. Two other aspects that we've added here is the ability for you to replace on your own the timepiece. So you see the little button over here, you press it, and you can actually remove the strap. You can change it on your own, different colors, and also the buckle by pressing this down, and you can remove the buckle on your own, which the buckle also has diamonds. Gorgeous buckle. And easily put back in by just clicking in it. There it is. You really have to try it on. You have to come in and I can put it on you, try it. It's a watch that you have to feel it. You have to look at it. You have to, I know we have a video here, quite a good close-up, but it doesn't do justice at all when you just have it on your wrist and you can feel it and look at it in person. It is, people have asked me which one is my favorite timepiece at Van Cleef & Arpels. It's very difficult to tell because every one of these watches tells a different story. So you always, which story is your favorite story? Personally, if you guys know me well, I absolutely love the planetarium timepieces. I love anything that's related to the solar system, anything that's related to outer space, cosmos. I absolutely love it. But I'll tell you one thing about this. It is a part of it too because you are seeing the moon here. But the story of this fairy is, I call it where twice a day you do get 2 blessings with the one coming down on you. And it is quite interesting to see this. So folks, this is a timepiece that I recommend for you to have in your collection, and contact me when you know, whenever you want to get more details in the movement. But it is a beautiful, beautiful timepiece. All right, guys, so what did you think? Do you love this piece now? So I know it's difficult to, just from a video, to be able to fall in love with it and you know, to understand it fully, but I think it's nice to at least understand the inspiration of the design, and here to also understand that our main focus is not so much on telling the time, but mostly telling a story in time. And this is what really separates us from everybody else in the world of watches, which is a beautiful world, you know, beautiful universe, but everybody expresses time differently. And we want to tell you and express this time through stories, and leaving the story up to you. What does this fairy mean to you? It's very different for everybody. So we give you the opportunity and the ability to create your own story here. For me, it's a very romantic piece. As I said, I absolutely love anything that's related to the cosmos, to the stars, to you know, the solar system. And here the moon is expressed and shown very differently, you know, with the fairy. I think it is quite a beautiful story either way. This watch took over 3 years in the creation, and when you think about all the little details, it is not just created out of the blue. Although it is blue, but there's so much thought behind it. There's so many different ways that it was expressed first until this one was decided to be the winner in all the other ones that we've created. And I think it's a beautiful piece. You really have to try it on one day and just see how it is on you. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys. Give me, you know, drop me a comment, send me an email, reply to the email that you got this link from, and then just let me know your thoughts, how much you love this piece, what you'd like to see, and if there's any other watches that you want to know about, let me know. I'm definitely happy to create a video for it so we can talk more about the details of it and understand these timepieces. I think understanding these creations is really, really crucial. A lot of men out there say to me, hey, Ivan, you know, I'm not really into this kind of storytelling, but Yeah, it's understandable, but you are going to collect other beautiful timepieces. I believe that ours look very different, and for collectors who are interested in complexity of movements, let me tell you, this is highly complicated, and it is a watch that should definitely be part of your collection, as are most of our timepieces. I would say maybe every one of them. So anyway, I look forward to hearing back from you. Let me know your thoughts, and hopefully someday we can see each other again. And until then, have a great day.